Match featuring the Evanston Red Devils, coached by Brian Richens, and the Rock Spring Tigers, led by Coach Alan Wenley. And at this time, everyone please rise and remove your caps as we honor our servicemen and women and our nation with the playing of our national anthem.
Somebody died?
Flag is that like important thing, and then the governor says to like lower them.
And now for the Evanston starters. Senior, number 2, Dominique Mendez. Junior, number 6, Ricardo Renova. Senior, number 10, Curtis Richens. Senior, number 11, Logan Garfias. Senior, number 12, Caden Wiley. Senior, number 15, Tanner Newsom. Junior, number 17, Jaden Myers. Freshman, number 22, Jordan Mendez. Senior, number 24, David Perez. Senior, number 27, Omar Burgos. Senior, number 32, Cooper Morrow.
Curtis Richens, Logan Garfias, Caden Wiley, Tanner Newsom, Dayton Myers.
And now for the Rock Spring starters.
Mendez, David Perez, Omar Burgos.
Junior, number 0, Hudson Conrad.
Hudson Conrad, the junior, Aimnet.
Junior, number 3, Jesus Durate. Senior, number 4, Connor Panzer. 11,
ladies and gentlemen, back to
Junior,
Jackson,
number 6,
Wyoming, where
Jeff
the
Hyatt.
Rock Springs Tigers setting to
Junior, number 7, Josh
on the
Sosa.
field with the Evanston Red Devils.
Junior,
from
number
Jackson.
14,
Rock
Dante
Springs
Moreno.
Tigers come in as the number 3 seed
Junior,
in
number
the
16,
West, while Evanston
Adon
number 6
Hernandez.
seed in the West. The
Junior,
winner will
number
face off
17,
against the winner
Carson
of Kelly
Curtis.
Walsh and Natrona County. That will
Senior,
take place
number
right
21,
after
Mario
this match.
Mendoza.
That game set for 11 o'clock
Sophomore,
tomorrow.
number
First,
22,
though,
Junior
these teams getting set to
Ventier.
face off for the second
Senior,
time,
number
or the
23,
third time this
Braden
season,
Davies.
as the Tigers and
The WHSAA Student Advisory Council reminds fans to use your voice to represent yourself, your team, your school, and your community in a positive
we are
way.
about set to get this one
Participants,
started. So,
you are the reason
the
everyone
Rock
is here.
Springs Tigers,
Complete with
we're
ties.
gonna go with Hudson
We encourage
Conrad
everyone at
in
this event to join the ride.
They'll go with Jesus Duarte,
This matchup.
Connor Panzer,
Evanston will go to
Marino.
of the center stripe. Again, they're right.
Let's take it
Rock
down.
Springs Tigers in that kind of mid to back field line. We'll run through the rest of it for you here as we get set. Adon Hernandez also as well in that mid-forward position.
I actually did.
As we look, Jeff Hyatt will take place in a forward position. So Braden Davies out there for the Rock Springs Tigers. Junior Benitez will fill that left side as we look farther across the field. The Tigers are going to move in left to right. They're going to be working to the north goal here in this first half. Evanston will move to the south goal. Tigers in their black uniforms with white numerals. The Red Devils in their white uniforms in red numerals and red trim. And we're about ready to get this one going. Josh Sosa in the mid as well. They'll have Mario Mendez off on that left side defensively, and not to leave him out, as I always want to call him Caden, it's Carson Curtis in the defensive mid for the Rock Springs Tigers, as Mendoza will work it up along that far side. Junior Benitez and the Tigers will skip it clear across, and as this one skips through, and that'll skip out the sideline. And coming to pick it up is Myers for the Red Devils. No relation. He spells it wrong, in my opinion. You gotta have the Y-E-R-S. The E-Y-E-R-S is a totally different strain. As the ball will skip into the third, Curtis will screen the Red Devil away, and that'll belong to the Tigers on the throw-in.
It goes over the line. Nobody touches.
Richens out there trying to guard with Curtis, and the goal kick will come from Hudson Conrad here. Ball will come in low into the mid. Tigers kind of skip it away, control it. That'll come to Garfias and come away to Moreno. Panzer tries to dump it away. That'll skip through. And the Tigers, Curtis with a nice slide tackle, knocks it away. And then a fire through, and that's out the end line. And the Tigers, first shot on goal for Evanston. And Hudson Conrad there, but lets it slide out the end line. Tigers need to get the ball across half line and put pressure on themselves. Here in the first 2 minutes of this half, it's been all Evanston. Tigers run it up the line, and that'll skip all the way to Evanston. They'll skip it out the sideline, and Hernandez will throw it in. He'll skip it to Hyatt. Hyatt will send it back to Hernandez, and he'll center it through into Moreno. He'll let it settle, dump it into Panzer, then to Hernandez, and they'll try to dump it to Sosa. That's knocked away by Wiley, and that'll skip through into the mid to Mendoza. Send it outside to Benitez, then back to Mendez on that far side, or Mendoza, excuse me. Work it up. Benitez will let it settle, coming through to Sosa, and he'll work it back to Moreno. Mendoza will work with it. Patent green shoes for Mendoza out there. Benitez out on that far side, tries to skip it back through, and that's knocked away by Evanston, taken down by Evanston. Now coming through to Duarte, taken back by Evanston. All in the mid here, and Richens will gather it in, send it away to Perez. Perez looking up, sends it outside the 18 box and skips it through. Conrad there as Cooper Morrow tried to knock one in. I think if you're Morrow there, let that settle, and then you can shift Conrad either way or the other. I mean, that's how I would have done it, but of course I'm not down there on the field. As Hernandez will get the ball in the mid for the Tigers, try to skip it outside to Hyatt. And Myers will send it in. That'll come in to Perez, and they'll try to loop it to Morrow, but it comes back to Rock Springs, and they'll control it through the mid here as we work to the 4th minute in this first half. 4A West, first round action as Evanston will try to skip it through. Curtis will knock it down, works it to Hyatt, back off to Sosa. Sosa works around the defensive Myers, skips it back to Hyatt. Hyatt dumps it through, trying to find Moreno, but that'll skip all the way through to Renova. Renova will settle it, and he'll send it up that far sideline out of bounds. Throw in for the Rock Springs Tigers here as they work left to right, and Mendoza will skip it to Moreno. Moreno Back outside to Mendoza.
Mendoza right here.
Tigers got to look at that far side skip through. Hyatt will send it through, and Benita's just not on the pony yet to run this morning here in the cool, crisp air, mountain air of Jackson, Wyoming. As we watch the snow kind of develop down the valley, hopefully that's just fog, and there's no snow coming in.
Omar boots this one towards the center.
The center comes through, and Curtis will fly it back up in the air. The
second touch
ball come back to Richens. Richens will work it up, work it to the top third, skip it through. Curtis on the run, but Conrad there. He'll get to the top of the 18 box, and then he'll skip it outside to Mario Mendoza. Mendoza skips it up to Benitez. Benitez will work it through the mid, try to send it up through.
Rock Springs trying to set something up, but nobody home in the attacking third.
I think Hyatt's got to be set on that one. He's got to be ready to run. I think that's what the Tigers, just looking at the defensive set of Evanston in the first part of this game, they are leaving the backside open. The Tigers are going to have opportunities to cross it clear across if they can, and their backside forward has got to be ready to go there. Can't send too far into the middle. I don't think that's where the opportunity is going to come for the Rock Springs Tigers today. Looks like Evanston is pushing everybody to the sides as Myers will knock the ball out of bounds, and Hernandez will bring it into Hyatt. That should have been a hands ball, but no, it is called finally, and it'll be a direct kick for Rock Springs.
We'll take it. It's an indirect free kick lined up towards the left wing at the midfield.
Hyatt will swing it in. That's sent away by
the box. Shaka says, "Get out of here," and heads that one out of the box.
That will be a corner kick.
Take this opportunity for the corner kick.
Goes to Rock Springs.
So, first set piece of the game. 7 minutes in. Moreno will gather it in from this northeast corner. Will come right to left across as I'm looking down at it. Moreno sends it in. That's going to be headed by Jeff Hyatt. Oh, he had an opportunity there.
Who goes above the crowd,
just off as Hyatt had that opportunity, and that comes in the 7th minute. Tigers with their really first best shot on goal. Off that set, Pete in the corner kick. Panzer will settle it. He'll come through the mid, dump it to Hyatt. Hyatt stops, pivots, sends it, tries to send it through, and that's knocked away by Evanston. It's going to be sent through. Curtis will send it off to Mendoza. Mendoza will work it up to Benitez. Benitez alone on that far sideline. He's going to get caught up by Renova, and then Sosa dumps it back to Davies, to Benitez. Benitez trying to work through the Evanston defense, and that's going to be knocked away back into the mid for the Red Devils. Richens will let it settle. He'll skip it outside and then try to work it back through to Perez. And then the Tigers once again knock it down defensively.
At the center logo.
Mendoza will skip it back to that far side as we work with the Rock Springs Tigers in their black uniforms left to right as Junior Benitez will try to skip it outside to Sosa. That's tapped away by Evanston. That's a good job by Newsom out there for the Red Devils. This is a win and end game.
Benitez.
Lose and you go home. Single elimination here in this first round. The first seed into the regional tournament is the only team that gets through to state. Ball skips through on Curtis, and Curtis will send it out this near side, and that'll belong to the Evanston Red Devils. Curtis just, that ball seemed to get on him quicker than he thought it was going to. Richens knocks it away. That'll come away to Curtis, and then that'll come outside to Morrow, and Hudson Conrad there for the easy grab on that. That ball came in kind of as a knuckleball, but that for a goal is an easy one. As it broke its trajectory coming in at the crossbar and kind of fell right into the bread box of Hudson Conrad. Davies works it through to Hyatt. Hyatt settles it right outside, top third. That's knocked away by Evanston. They'll skip it back through to Hyatt. He'll skip it up ahead to Davies. Davies lets it settle. He'll turn, fire, and that is knocked down by Mendez. Good work by the goalie from
Don Mendez. First 10 minutes ago,
Evanston. 10 minutes into this first half, we're all netted at nil, and the Evanston keeper sends a clear out past the mid. Duarte will send it back in. Morrow and Panzer battle for it. Hyatt will come away with it. He'll settle it. Nice footwork there, but Richin comes back, knocks it away for a moment. Then they'll skip it back through to Hyatt. Hyatt, tries to work it back through, and
why did he give up?
yeah, I think
What is he doing?
Hyatt has to settle and fix his shin guard as it kind of came loose there on the field, so knew he had something wrong with his equipment there. As Curtis taps it away, it'll come back through. Curtis along this along the far sideline, works it up to Benitez. Benitez will tap it away to Panzer, and then it's taken down by Evanston, and they'll come back through. Try to work it through. Mendoza there leaves it off for Curtis.
Good.
And then that skip back through to the mid, and coming up with it is Myers. He'll send it back through. Morrow will gather it in. That's knocked away by Panzer. And then a push in the back by Evanston. And Morrow with a little exaggerated movements there. I mean, his hands came fully out on the back of Panzer and pushed him down. And referee's got to take control of that situation right there. I probably would have either brought Morrow to me and said, hey, you got to settle down, or slapped him with a yellow card there. Not supposed to have exaggerated movements in the state of Wyoming against the officials in their direction, and that was definitely in his direction. Ball comes through to Evanston. It's tapped away. Coming away with it is William Hamilton comes into the game, and a foul's going to come in as Hamilton gets into the feet of the Evanston player down there.
Better not be.
wants to get going quickly.
I know he loves his yellow.
Wiley will send it in. That's tapped away by Mendoza. Just a poor entry pass there by Evanston. Just you got to do a little bit better on that if you want to leave that one. And then a foul comes in on Evanston.
Like I saw, but I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Evanston no with the second touch. Morrow with a good little move there, kicks it outside to Jordan Mendez. Jordan streaking
Mendez along this near sideline for Evanston, working against Hernandez, dumps it back to Myers. They'll skip it back through. I don't know what Myers was doing there. I mean, you got to make a better pass there. Sosa on the run, he skips it ahead to himself. He'll let it settle. Fire! That's knocked down and sent away. Good defense by Evanston in the top of the 18 box. Mendoza will let it settle. He'll spin away. Rock Springs, she gets set, and nobody needs to send this back through. And he doesn't. He sends it out to Benitez. They'll dump it to Sosa, drop it to Mendoza. That'll skip away from him. And I don't know, offensively, I just don't think the Tigers are taking advantage of what Evanston has given them. They'll send it through, and Evanston taps it away, and fire. Hudson Conrad knocks it down and grabs it. Ooh, that one was close, as Conrad, that skipped out of his hand for a moment and was able to grab it in. That will make things get tight on you there as a goalie, as you have it bounce off your chest and have to reach for the ball, and you're on the ground and you see a defender coming in. Yes, that'll be the Rock Springs throw-in, as Brandon Hernandez will check in, and the Tigers will have the throw-in along this right sideline, or the near sideline here, as the Tigers will work left to right. They got to wait till Braden Davies gets off the field before they can substitute in. Hernandez will dump it down the side. Hyatt will gather it in, and that's tapped away by Evanston. And Hernandez to launch it in again. Work it to Brandon Hernandez, and Evanston will just send it to the mid. That'll skip away. Duarte will let it settle. I believe that's going to be it. Hands ball there. We're in the 14th minute of the first half here. Evanston, Rock Springs, all knotted at 0. We're in the 4A West first round. Winner into state. More importantly, the winner is into state, and then you get to play for seeding starting at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Along that far side, Perez works it to the 18 box, kicks it in, that's tapped away, and then Duarte will send it back away, and then Moreno will put a foot to it. That skips off of Evanston, will come out to Benitez. He settles it, tries to work it upfield. You gotta send that through right there if you're junior. You gotta skip that ahead and see if you can get your guys on a breakaway. The ball is stolen away there, and that'll come through. That's tapped away, and then Curtis will send it up ahead. Nobody out on that left sideline for Rock Springs, and I'll go all the way down. Out the sideline will be Evanston throw-in. Just offensively, Rock Springs not taking advantage. And as a player, you've got to visualize kind of how Evanston's setting up. They are pushing things to the middle, so they've got to skip it through and try to get to the backside or send it through and get a long through ball for the Tigers. I think that's where they're going to be successful today. They're trying to work it possessively, which I get, you try to possess the ball, but sometimes you've got to give what the defense takes you. As Hamilton will send it through to Sosa. That'll bounce off his chest. He'll come away with it. He's at the top of the box. That fired, and Evanston knocks that one down. That'll come away to Morrow. That'll come out this left side, or this near sideline.
Right sideline, throwing for
off his right foot, and Evanston will send it away. Sosa battling for it, and that's going to come out to the mid, and there's going to be a foul called back where Sosa and I believe it's Garfias
He committed? Yeah.
end up together.
Go
So.
ahead and get the ball and end up on the 20-yard line. Get the free kick.
Kick will come through. That's knocked down by Wiley, and that's not what you want if you're Evanston. You want that ball to skip through. If you're Wiley, you want to get out of the way of that one. But fortunately for the Tigers, that'll be a throw-in on that far sideline as we work to the 17th minute here of this first half. Moreno tries to dump it to Benitez, and both teams just kind of battling in this midfield. Evanston has had a lot of runouts and opportunities more than the Tigers have. That is for sure.
Oh my God, Mario, come on.
Richens on the far side will center it through. That's going to be out the back side. And nobody home there, and that'll be a goal kick for the Rock Springs Tigers.
Coming up for Rock Springs.
Rock Springs in the black uniforms today, white numerals as they'll work it up ahead to Benitez. He's going to be on the run. He's looking up ahead, trying to find somebody to come through on the wing. He'll skip it through to Hyatt. He taps it with his foot, but just too far out in front.
Arms of Mendez at the goal.
Hyatt trying to explain, hey, I wanted that to come in here, and I wanted you to come down the channel. And I don't think everybody was with him on that one. So Hernandez will send it in. Work it to Brandon. That's headed away by Evanston. Hamilton will knock it down. Work it to Brandon. He'll spin it to this near side and work it to Hamilton. He'll dump it away to Hyatt. Hyatt comes through the middle. Man, Morrow with his hands all over Hyatt. And some of that I can understand, just allowed, but when you're right in front of the official and your hands come out in a full push,
after that one,
that shouldn't be allowed.
that one kick towards the center.
Dude, it is following him.
Trying to get the ball.
Duarte will send it up ahead. And that'll come away to Hernandez. And knocking it out is
Brandon Hernandez.
That's cool.
Burgos. Knocks it down.
She gets
Send it in the middle. That'll come away to Moreno. He'll dump it away to Hamilton. Hamilton tries to dump it through. That's knocked back. And then Hyatt taps it away. And that'll come away to Morrow. That'll come all the way back to Duarte. He'll send it up high in the air in the mid. Hamilton tracks it down. He'll work it to this near side to Hyatt. Hyatt sends it off to Moreno. That skips away off his foot and comes away to Morrow. Hamilton back in there, taps it away, and then it comes away to Evanston as Perez will control it. He'll try to leave it to Richens, and the Tigers control it. Work it to Hyatt. Hyatt works through. He gets away from Wiley. Hyatt skips it through to Sosa. He's going to stop. He's going to fire it, and that's knocked out of bounds by Mendez. Good goalkeeping by Mendez. He was falling back away to the far post, kept his feet out, and kicked it away. That'll be a corner kick. Sosa in a hurry here. He wants to get everything set. Sends it in. That'll be knocked away by Evanston, and then sent away by Evanston, and that'll come away to the mid. Duarte will control it, and he'll send it down this sideline. Sosa trying to get to it, and the Tigers will watch a throw-in come in, and 2 Evanston players will check in. As we'll have Lichty coming in, and also checking in
They had like 5 people.
is Renova.
As Renova will now
The
move
only one I saw over
towards
there
this
was Jeff, I think.
left wing.
Right?
So Evanston will
Yeah.
skip up ahead to Renova. Hyatt taps off his foot out of bounds, and another throw in for the Red Devils here. Tapped away as Lichty sends it away.
They just need to get a goal.
Hernandez,
They just need to
Duarte, that's
snap it
knocked down
in.
by Richens.
Goes out of bounds off of Richens. In the attacking
And a substitution for the Tigers as
Raul.
checking into the game
The
is
border of the midfield in the attacking third.
Yep.
That
Cortez?
Rock Springs throw.
Cisneros?
No, it's Raul.
That one.
Raul?
Off the foot
Yeah.
of Myers. Red
All
Devils
right,
the second
I'm
touch.
believing you
Good
guys.
pass from Lichty to Richens. Richens drives past the defender. In the
Ball
attacking
comes
third.
through. Richens gets it back to the top of the 18 box. That'll be skipped away by Hernandez. That'll come clear outside to Ramirez. And that'll be a throw-in for
Something could potentially be building in this game.
the Red Devils along that far side.
Received by Wiley, and he sends this one up.
Is this
Skip
Raul's first
over to
varsity
the
game?
top of the goal,
The right
and
corner of the box.
that will be a goal kick for
I think so.
the
Isn't this Raul's first varsity game?
Regionals there.
Tigers. Let's take this time out. We'll be right back on KREO Radio, 93.5 FM, 307country.com.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's varsity before. He's one of like our JV starters.
Ah, okay.
Junior.
Start.
Junior. He's fair to him.
Might be too hot in here now. Good lord. Oops. Welcome back in. The Rock Springs Tigers and Evanston Red Devils all knotted up here in the 23rd minute of this first half as Hernandez runs the ball down on the far side. And
Raul Mendoza.
Welcome you back.
so
to the
Raul
Les
Mendoza
Schwab
checked in
broadcast.
for the Rock
Still
Springs
no scores, so we
Tigers.
haven't missed much during our break. 17:05
Braden went in.
left as it's a throw-in from the defensive
Of course,
third
he's
of Rock
not
Springs,
on
headed away
the
by
roster, so we'll have to add him
Wiley.
here. He's number 11.
Richens goes right
So,
side, and stepping in front of it.
Raul Mendoza.
Carson Curtis, excuse me.
And the Rock Springs Tigers skip it
Sosa on the
through
left wing of the
into
midfield.
the mid.
Tries to knock it back to the attacking third of Rock
And Josh battles it away. Taps it away to Davies. Davies sends it up the line to Josh. He'll gather it in at the corner, and then that's tapped away by Evanston. As we work to the 24th minute here, Hernandez gets a hold of it, and then Evanston just sends it away. Gonna see where Evanston
and it is Mendoza
in
who
their
has it.
defensive
However,
end.
Richens
It's just when a ball comes back to them, they aren't even messing around with
Well,
it.
coming out is Hudson Conrad.
They are
Because it
just
doesn't
sending
save.
it away. They don't try to control it.
Top of the box.
And
The Red Devils start
Does it
to
really?
ratchet up some pressure. So is Rock Springs.
In the mid, Evanston will control off the kick. Mendoza battles for it. That'll be skipped away. Curtis will let that one slide out the end line, and that'll belong to the Tigers on the goal kick.
After it's taken away from Mendoza, it goes over the goal line. Goal kick coming up for Hudson Conrad. Girls will be taking on number 2 Natrona County at 5 o'clock.
Hudson Conrad will line up the goal kick here for the Tigers. We kind of reset you here. Davies, Sosa, Brandon Hernandez, and Jeff Hyatt in the front line. The 4 forwards or strikers for the Tigers. It'll be Panzer, Hamilton, and Aiden Hernandez. As Sosa will skip it through, trying to work it through to Hyatt. That's tapped away. Then they'll tap it away again. Hyatt at the top of the box works through, and Sosa will fire. It'll come away to Davies. That's tapped away. And Mendez with the good defense. Sosa will run it to the end line. Wow.
Brings it over the goal line. By Dom
Literally like all three of them shot.
Mendez, the keeper for the Evanston Red Devils.
Jeff did it or did?
I think that all three of them did.
and saves the goal.
That shot came in by Davies. And that was a nice knockaway by Mendez.
For Evanston.
Come to this near side, that's off the foot of Renova, and Aiden Hernandez will throw it in. 26th minute here. I think either one of these teams get a goal that will kind of let them settle in and be able to kind of run a little bit more loose. Oh, that ball skips through. That's going to come back to Curtis. He'll settle it outside to Davies. Davies will work it up to Sosa. Skip it back through to Davies. He'll send it in the middle to Panzer. Panzer tries to work it through to Davies, and that's knocked away by Evanston. Evanston really, this all gets away from Curtis. He comes in, taps it away, and that'll go out the end line and will be a corner kick for Evanston.
A corner kick for Evanston. He was streaking into the top of the box from center right.
For
Takes
Evanston,
contact from Rock Springs, goes off of them and over the goal line. So it's the first
they will
Parker
send
Retirement Solutions corner kick
Garfias
of the match.
out to
Taken by
that.
Logan Garfias.
Garfias will send it from near to far. He'll put it in the air. That is batted away. And that'll come outside to Duarte, trying to get to it. Can't quite get there. And that'll belong to Evanston. So they'll keep the pressure in on this offensive third for Evanston as they push to the south goal here. It's knocked away, and Hyatt will take it. He controls it. He'll work it through, back to the middle, and send it through to Mendoza. That's usually not what you want to do, but the Tigers get away with it.
Knocks it back to Mendoza, so
Mendoza will skip it back to Panzer, then back to Mendoza. Now all the Evanston guys are back, just kind of settling in, and they don't want to let anything through the trough here for the Tigers. As Davies will work it along the far side. He kicks it ahead, tries to work against Morrow, and that's tapped away. I think that's Newsom out on that side. Sosa taps it away on ricochet. They'll work it back to Sosa. He'll tap it away to Panzer. Panzer off to Hyatt, tries to dump it back through, and that's kicked away by Evanston.
Calm down. By Jesus Duarte.
Duarte will send it in the mid to Hamilton. Hamilton keeps possession. Good work by William. Work it to Hyatt. And 2 on for Hyatt. He skips it away to Panzer. Works it off to Hamilton. And it'll be skipped away as Curtis will gather it in. He works it with his head through the mid. Panzer will work it outside to Davies, and then they'll skip it back to Mendoza. Mendoza works it back up to Davies as they work to the top third. Skip it into Panzer, trying to dump it away. That's knocked away by Evanston. It's just 2 on for Evanston every time. And Rock Springs, you can't dribble into that. You got to kick it back and send it over the top. I'm sure that they'll be kicked back in halftime. Lichty will send it through to the top off. That's knocked away by Mendoza. Mendoza keeps possession. He'll work it through the mid. Work it up ahead to Sosa. That's tapped away by Evanston. And then Hyatt will try to get to it. And back to Davies right in the midfield.
Son has to film this.
We'll work it through to Sosa. Sosa taps it away. Hernandez looking up ahead. Tries to skip it through to Adon. And that is knocked away by Evanston. The Tigers, they're trying to possess and make short passes, which is good if you've got room. But Evanston has really defensively decided they are not going to give up the short passing game. Tigers going to have to launch stuff long and try to get to it on the run, I believe. And I'm sure that's stuff that the Tiger coaches will talk about at halftime as we work to the 30th minute here in the first half. We are knotted at zeros here from Jackson in the first round. Winning in game for Evanston as Bitya sends it through to Sosa. That's tapped away. Panzer sends it through. Bitya taps it away again, and Sosa taps it away to Hyatt. He'll fire it in, and that'll be tapped away by Evanston. It'll be a throw-in by Evanston, or by Rock Springs, excuse me, as Hernandez will dump it to Hyatt. Hyatt will let it settle. He's going to skip it back out to this right wing to Duarte, and then they work it to Panzer. He'll work it in the middle to Hyatt. Hyatt's going to work through the mid, skip it way outside to Mendoza. Mendoza will work to the top of the 18 box on that far side corner. Stops. Skips it back to Davies. Launch it over the top. Braden, as that comes through, that's headed away by the Evanston Red Devils. Hamilton will get up to it. He tries to skip it through to Sosa. Sosa just can't get to that one, and that'll go out the end line and be a goal kick for
goal line. Goal kick coming up for Evanston.
the Evanston Red Devils.
9:13 left in the first half.
The margin of error has been little for the Red Devils and the Tigers here in this first half as we reach the 31st minute mark.
Oh, this is going to be
and we'll come back outside to Panzer. Panzer leaves it off for Bitya. Leaves it to
Bitya? Is that how you say it?
To Hyatt. He's chasing after it. Getting to it though is Garfias. Or excuse me, that is Burgos.
Now's the time. Yes, it is.
That's tapped away in the middle. Bitchin trying to get to it out the end line, and that'll be a corner kick for Rock Springs. So a set piece for the Tigers here.
We bring you back to the Les Schwab Plain Sire broadcast.
Look.
Corner kick coming up for Rock Springs. It'll be on this right corner.
Sosa will send it in. Bitcha tries to get to it, and that's knocked away.
By Ramirez. Kick back out to Rock
they'll come away with it. The Tigers do. Mendoza battling. They'll come back outside. Mendoza still battling. Comes away to Hamilton.
Back out towards Hamilton.
Hamilton
Offense isn't doing
works it to the top of the third, attacking, and then he'll back it away. Tigers got to reset, try to send it back through to Panzer. That's knocked away by Evanston. That'll come to Curtis. And the Tigers, I think, they're letting their defenders come up and put a lot of pressure on Evanston, and that's going to put a lot of pressure back
There's a whistle coming
to Curtis and Duarte back defensively. As Mendoza, he's going to try and skip it up through. Gets it to Sosa, tries to tap it through to Jim. That comes away, and that'll tap away. Comes away to Hamilton. Works it away to Hyatt. Dumps it outside. Can't quite get it away, and that'll be skipped ahead. That'll be handled by Perez. Evanston now attacking the top of the third. Fernandez will come away with it. He'll settle. Work it off to Sosa. Sosa. Good footwork out front. That is taken away. Good work by Lichty. And that's tapped away. And Hyatt, they'll call the foul on Sosa. That's a close one. I can see where the official can blow that one, or he could let that one go. That's pretty tough. From this angle up here, doesn't look like it, but on the floor of the stadium, I can imagine it probably looks a lot worse.
6:20 left in this first half. Wiley.
24th minute, ball skips. That'll come away to Duarte, and Hernandez will knock it away. Hamilton will control it. He will work it through the middle. He works it. That's tapped away. Lichty again. He'll work it to Renova. Try to skip it through to Perez, and that's sent all the way down. And the Rock Springs Tigers, Bitcha on the run, and that'll come away. Bitcha on the run, trying to get to it. Garfias knocks it down. Panzer skips it through to Bitcha. Bitcha will tap it away. Out front to Sosa. Back to Bitya. They'll try to work it back to Sosa. That'll come back to Hernandez. Now work it to Hamilton. Hamilton works it back outside to Mendoza on that far side. Mendoza. He tries to work defensively, and if you're Mendoza there, skip that through. Give your guys an opportunity to go on the run. The Evanston defense one-on-one is pretty sticky out there. The Rock Springs Tigers need to realize that as players and shift their offensive mentality here. Hopefully at halftime that'll be kind of given to them, or let them see kind of what they're looking at. Burgos sends it up ahead. That'll come through to Perez, and he's at the top of the 18. Tries to dump it through. That's tapped away. And knocked away by Aiden Hernandez. On the run is Hyatt. He'll let Newsom settle that one, or Burgos settle that one. Hyatt battling. That'll come away to Jim. Taps it away to Sosa. Sosa will tap it away to Bitcha. Bitcha battling for it, but they call for a handball out on the field, but the umpire says no. That'll come away. Panzer works with it in the mid, attacking. Hyatt spins away. He'll skip it through, and that's out the end line. And
about the 25-yard line.
35-yard shot, and Tigers, that's one of those empty ones that I kind of talk about for the Tigers here.
Appreciation. Don Mendez is taking his time lining this one up. So
they'll work it outside as we work to the 36th minute here in this first half.
Come on, Josh.
Newsom on the right side.
Newsom on that far side. That's tapped away, and that'll belong to Evanston.
Was that junior?
So another throw coming up for Evanston.
Evanston will launch this one in from the far side. That's tapped away by Panzer. That'll come all the way out, and Conrad will gather that one in.
But it bounces into the box, and catching it uncontested. Hudson Conrad, the goalkeeper for Rock Springs.
Hudson will skip it into the mid.
Center, first touch. Wiley, second touch. Mendez.
The wind is kind of the wind knocked that one down. Ball skipped ahead. Mitchell trying to walk to it, and he tapped away. And Mendez will come away with it.
Front of the net, and he pulls it in. If that was just a drop, but it was a good
37th minute here. Mendez will send one high in the air. Renova and Hernandez try to come away with it. It'll be tapped away. Then they try to work it up ahead. That's tapped away by Duarte. It'll skip back through to Lichty. Lichty gets it stolen away by Hyatt. And his quick feet, his Hyatt will come back and get it himself. And skips it away to Panzer. Panzer works it back to Hyatt. That'll get away from him. And then the Red Devils will work it back to Renova. Renova will skip it all the way through to Perez, and that'll be skipped outside, and that'll be a sideline throw-in. Probably could have been a foul on Curtis, but the official decided to let him play through that. As that'll come down this near sideline. Renova will, nope, that'll be a Rock Springs throw-in, and we work to the 38th minute here. Check in for the Tigers as Junior Benitez will check in.
2 minutes left in the first half.
We'll get to Hamilton. That'll skip through. Sosa will handle it. And Sosa is going to skip it outside to Hyatt. Hyatt giving it a run, but that'll be gathered in by Newsom of Evanston.
But it bounces off of Hyatt and over the line towards the Evanston bench. Running coming up for Newsom. Quickly chucks this one down towards
Should have like
Wyoming.
Instagram
And
land.
Evanston will shoot it up ahead. They'll try to work it to
Just, like,
Perez.
tape my
That's knocked
phone.
down by Curtis. And Curtis will take it away.
Like off of it.
Because then we have audio at
At
home.
the
I don't think
midfield
they
on
have
the
anyone
right
like
wing, but
video
an
live
absolute
streaming it.
dog pile for the ball.
Sosa will send it up through. That's knocked down. Good work there by Myers.
Myers gets a foot on it, calms it down.
They'll come away, and Evanston will control it in their top half. That should have been a high kick there by Renova. Came way into the shoulders of Duarte, no call. And tapping it away is Hernandez. As he and Renova battle for it, they'll skip it away to Hamilton. Hamilton for the Tigers. That's tapped away by Evanston. And Garfias will send it back through. It'll come away to Benitez along this right side. Good settle by Benitez. Still trying to work for it. Myers comes up, cherry picks it, and taps it away. That'll come away to Renova. And that'll be a throw-in for Evanston as we work below the minute mark here in this first half. Hamilton, he'll send one up through in the middle. Sosa will settle it. Sosa working 2-on-1. Taps it outside to Hyatt on the run. And Newsom there to knock it away for Evanston. Good defense by the Red Devils. The Tigers had the right idea, trying to catch Evanston shifted to this side. Now Evanston works to the top of the third offensively. They dump it away to Lichty. They'll try to fire it in. That's knocked down by Curtis. Sent back in. Wiley. Curtis or Mendoza will tap it away. And then a fire by Newsom, tapped away by Curtis. And that is how the half will end. The Tigers 0. The